This would be a good time to ingest some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to Boise, Idaho, and Albertson Stadium, home of the Boise State Broncos. As we'll see a squad from the Mountain West, the Fresno State Bulldogs, taking on the 16th ranked team in the land, the Boise State Broncos. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Broncos will get us started with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Fresno State's offense will have first crack at this one. The Bulldogs slipped by the Broncos the last time these two got together.
Well, you know that winning this game means so much to both of these programs. David, you had to be impressed, though, by how Fresno closed out that game the last time these two teams went at it.
Yeah, with the emotions, with the adrenaline, usually the underdog in this matchup.
It's a seam wide open. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. New set of downs after the completion. Slithers into space. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
I'll tell you what, that read game really slows you down defensively, kind of makes you play responsibility football. And when you get chunks like that on first down as an offense, I would continue to come back to it.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
Looking downfield, it's Warner. Finds his man, it's Freeman. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Now on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Fires to the big fella. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see him develop in the middle. And you could tell they had keys on the tight end. He wasn't going anywhere after he caught that football.
Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Finds a man on the left. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. Fresno State right back to the line.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Leaves it with the back. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You just need more from your offensive line. 2nd and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up 3rd down. And this offensive line is going to have to play a lot better here.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Freeman. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
And I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding 3rd and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a 4th down.
So Boise State's offense will get the ball for the first time. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, You can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quickly to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down.
There he goes. Wide open spaces. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in 3rd and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep down the field for an explosive play. Somebody's going to have to answer for that when they get to the sidelines.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. This time they'll go to the running game. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Wants to throw. It's Madsen. The short hands. It's Sherrod. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
4th and short means I'm going for it nowadays. You see it all over college football. Everybody's using analytics and saying, I'm going to take my chances of going for it rather than punting. So great job by the defense, but you better get that next play ready.
It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. The decision to go for it does not pan out. They'll start this drive with a pass. They're working that left side. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. The Bulldogs moving quickly to the line. He'll pull it on the read. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
These read option plays are very hard to stop because you got to have enough guys in the box to play that immediate run, but also always be ready for that quarterback to take the ball and scoot out wide.
And when the quarterback, a lot of space. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make the first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
The blue turf rumbling on this 3rd down attempt as the Bronco fans exhort the D. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback. And
they get through and it's blocked. Scoop it up and going the other way.
You never know how weather affects the kick, and the rain's coming down, obviously, but the field goal unit does a great job getting penetration, getting back deep in the backfield, and then blocking the kick for the big momentum shift.
They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. Looking for a gap. It's Riley. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The Broncos with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Keep it on the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. They'll try to bully their way for the first. And the Broncos will move the sticks. Guys, they first played in 1977. They've had their battles in the WAC, the Mountain West, and here they are again today.
Yeah, they've changed conferences, and it's kind of an interesting rivalry, Palmer, because they don't play every year. So, but it's been kind of neutral the last 10 matchups, so good little rivalry, still budding, still blooming.
Yeah, it's a fun one to watch, David. This thing really kicked off back when Boise State joined the WAC, and that year they upset then number 8 Fresno State. And I think that's when people around the country started paying more attention to this rivalry.
Finds his target down the middle. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Well, we knew coming into tonight they were going to try to find this guy throwing the ball. I had no idea it was going to be this successful this early. Guys, he's closing in on 100 receiving yards. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. He has been an absolute force.
Dropping back, it's Madsen. They get to him as he throws. It's complete to the left. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Boise State. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
ACC action, fellas, and all week there's been intrigue about this one. Cal is currently up big right now in a game they'll be talking about in Berkeley for some time. They're up 14 over Virginia. Any big changes in this ACC clash, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Well, this guy's become a bit of a problem for opposing offenses. In their last game, he had 2 sacks, and he's dominating again, getting his first sack in this game now. He right now is wrecking people's game plans, and this offense better find out how to slow him down.
It's second and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. And the Bulldogs are in a mess here on 3rd and a mile. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. To the air, it's Warner. He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be a safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
After giving up the safety, they'll have to kick it away. Got room to work. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. That's caught. It's Riley. He goes out of bounds after picking up a few at the 35-yard line.
A lot of times the QB is going to drop back and try to make a big play, What's your safe option if nothing's there? Slip it to your running back. Let him catch it. Let him go get a first down for you.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
That defender is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman to block. He's got athleticism, he's got length, he's got flexibility. He put it all on display on that sack.
Stumbled to the ground.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route running all the way across the field. The DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
Back to pass, it's Madsen. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Tight end finds a soft spot. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down. The Broncos come to the line with a fresh set of downs. On the move. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Broncos! They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Anderson. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and
Lofts one high and deep. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He was thinking big return, didn't get that, but boy, did he give his offense an opportunity at the 31.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33.
Defense is locked in this game so far. They've been shutting this offense down. I think one of the biggest reasons why is they are not letting this running back do anything in this game. They're trying to make them one-dimensional. They're being physical close to the line of scrimmage. They've had a really good game plan, and they're executing beautifully.
And the Broncos are at the line trying to move the sticks. Oh, he's got some space. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
Well, as a defense, you know this is going to be a challenge every time you face this offense. They're one of the 25 best in the nation at getting first downs because they can pick them up in a variety of ways, including running the football. You have got to be physical when facing off against this offense.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. Find some fresh air. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. Second and 7.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
The Broncos will try to punch it in on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw, it's Madsen. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And they tacked on the extra point. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point, Dave.
Yeah, nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way.
He's loose. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
It's way too early in the game to say this is a must score. But, man, you've dug yourself an early hole, and this offense needs to capitalize. You're not getting the football after the half, so create some momentum now while you can.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. To the air on 1st down. Rush is on him. He's going to take off. Short gain on the play before he slides. Fresno State right back to the line. To the air on 2nd down. Good timing on the quick out. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Looking for a man. It's Warner. Under fire. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
You got to be impressed with this defense early in this game, guys. They've got a big lead because they are getting after the quarterback. They've already generated multiple sacks. They thought coming into this game they could take advantage of this offensive line, and that game plan is working to perfection.
And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the 1st down.
Well, it's a great individual effort by the running back on that last play. It's 3rd and forever. He tried to get his team the 1st down, not enough. Let's see what they do on 4th.
He gets his first one of the day out of there, and they used him 3 times in that loss last week. The lone back's got it. And he finds enough running room, and he's marked down at the 20.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Broncos in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Grabs it in the middle. He stopped at the 32. It'll be a 1st down in the waning seconds of the half. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on 1st down. Looking to scramble. Going to try to get it himself. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple 1st downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
Pressure coming. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Dropping back, it's Warner. He's got the back in the middle. And he slips the first defender and picks up a handful of yards. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, all week, the Broncos and Bulldogs tried to bottle up their emotions, but things just boiled over in that first half. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double-team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. A lot of football still to be played as these two scratch and claw for the right to claim that old milk can.
Bringing it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Snags it over the middle. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield. But how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? The Broncos with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. And the Broncos come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Oh, he's got a chance. Turning on the Jets. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll go to the ground. Hard running there. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
That is a good omen for this defense. They were getting lit up in the first half. They knew something had to change. So to set the tone like this early on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter and get a stop on 3rd, that should really help their confidence.
Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. To throw, it's Warner. Plucks it out of the air.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's
turning it on. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Going to the running game. Plows through the defense. He's knocked out of bounds as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46. The Bulldogs can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Power football with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Man, it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Fresno State moving it quickly down the field. Looking downfield on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Freeman. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. And the Bulldogs can really attack on this 2nd and short. They'll give it to the back. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
And this QB, man, how about it? It's a pass play. He's dropping back to pass. He realizes it's man-to-man, and as they start to chase their guys down the field, well, nobody's got me, and I can just take off, and I've got speed. He chews up ground so easy, so frustrating for a defense to have to deal with a guy like this.
They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. He leaves it with his back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. This is a big moment for this offense. You keep the ball this long, and the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, it's a final now in one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable ACC clash. Duke answered the bell away from Durham today with an impressive victory. The Blue Devils knew the challenges awaiting them, and they met them head-on. Generally the mark of a really good team. We expected to see a shakeup in the ACC. It's bound to happen in this kind of game. But this type of win is a serious statement.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Takes the handoff. It's Riley. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Looking downfield, it's Madsen. Finds his man. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. The Broncos come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Trying to make magic with his feet. He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Back to pass. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. And the Broncos come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. It's complete. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
On 3rd down, going up top. Working that left side now. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13. The Broncos are threatening in the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Boise State! And the stomping has commenced.
Big-time players make big plays in big games, man. And it seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with the big one. That time, great job focusing and concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
And right down the middle. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, David.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
The Bulldogs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Caught close to the marker, it's Freeman. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Coming out on first down with the play fake. That's caught. It's Freeman. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
The give to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Offense breaks the huddle. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. It's Warner. Fires one high and deep. And it's knocked away, incomplete, and that's how we'll wrap up the 3rd quarter. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. Hauls it in, the first down and more. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Just a short pass to the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. From the 36, a 3rd down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. Got it in the middle. It's Anderson. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Scanning the field, it's Warner. Here's a heat. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Using the quick game. They found a way to get in the ruck, but he has stopped short, and it'll be 4th down. They'll lead the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. Here's the pressure. Touchdown, Fresno State. Quick strike through the air for the score.
Well, you got to love the attitude of this team. I know they're still down by a lot on the scoreboard, but a really nice job by the quarterback. Accurate throw in that touchdown pass.
They're down big, but they'll keep fighting to the bitter end and line up for the onside kick here.
And that is why they're called the Handstein people on onside kicks. Great job jumping on that ball.
Boise State ready to send out that offense. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really...
There he goes! All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man on the right. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost, trying to defend their own end zone. Big guy smells it. Touchdown Broncos! And the route is on. This team just knows how to finish. They keep getting better and better and better, and they are close to going 9-0. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. Pulled and fired complete. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. And you're going to win this game.
Just missed on the connection. Incomplete. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking to pass. It's Warner. Throwing right. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Down in the 4th quarter. It's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Single back formation, and they give it to him. Noses his way forward. Maybe gets one. They'll mark it at the 18.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to fail.
They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Pulls it, fired complete. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Defense came into this one prepared for these quick receiver screen passes. Nice job beating blocks at the point of attack and rallying to the football.
To the air, it's Warner. Finds the tight end. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Gets it out fast. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs.
And as a quarterback, when you're throwing these slant routes against man coverage, location is so important. You want to put the football in a place.
And here's the third interception of the night. The sudden change on the turnover, and man, he was looking for running room. Couldn't find that, but they'll have it at the 22.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Wants to fire on second down. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've got it in field goal range, but they'll try to convert this third and long from the 20. To the air, it's Madsen. Fakes the grab on the left. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. This is makeable field goal range here, but it looks as if they'll go for it on fourth down. Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Looking to throw on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Working well behind the sticks on second down. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Finds his tight end. Lots of running room. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. They went up top to pick up the last first down. Let's see what they have here. Looking to throw, it's Warner. Caught over the middle, it's Anderson. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. And the Bulldogs come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Second down, they'll go to the air. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
The Bulldogs kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Powers through the defender. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Lets it fly deep downfield. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. And remember, he's already had one block. They put on the heat, and they blocked it. They'll snap it from the 37 for the first play of this drive. Dropping back, it's Madsen. Quickly complete. And they knock him down. There was nowhere to go. Defense is swarming. 2nd down coming up. Looking to fire. Gets it out quickly. Still on his feet at the 45. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack. That chunk play has them in business, set up with a 1st down in the red zone. He's got it on the move. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top. And while this game is all but decided, the offense's job is to score. So they might try to score again. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conservative, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Makes the quick grab. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll try the run. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. And the Bulldogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Back to throw, it's Warner. Fires to the wideout. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left. They bring the punter onto the field now. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. No return coming here as he signals for the fair catch and makes it right around the 30-yard line. So Boise State takes down Fresno State, and these two often use each other as a measuring stick. That's how rivalries are born, and this one certainly delivered. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.